What up, what up? So, have you ever wondered where all the Japanese celebrities live in Tokyo? Have you ever wondered where the Beverly Hills of Tokyo is? Well, look no further in this video. Today I'll be introducing to you all the Daikanyama area, which as a British expat, I've been living here for around 8 months now. Now, Daikanyama is a really cool area. Like I said, a lot of Japanese celebrities, really fancy, lots of cool restaurants, but not many tourists know about it. And it's a bit sad because it's only a stone's throw away from Shibuya and the Shibuya Scramble Crossing, around 10 minutes south. I put a little map there. But yeah, I think people will get a lot of enjoyment if tourists visit here. So I figured I'll introduce the area in this video log. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so I think as I mentioned at the start of this video, Daikanyama is kind of well known for having a lot of celebrities that live here. So I know a lot of Japanese celebrities. Obviously, maybe I sometimes bump into them, but I'm not really aware of Japanese celebrities, to be honest. I don't know what they look like, and I think quite a lot of time they wear like sunglasses and hats. But sometimes my wife is able to tell when there's someone walking by. Like I think someone called Ueto Aya lives in this area, and I think someone called Gen Hoshina, like a musician. But I think there's lots of other people who, celebrities who live here, and they all live in this building right here. It's a huge apartment, and basically it has 24 hours. It has like a guardman there, always guarding it, because I guess, you know, famous people live here, rich people live here. I guess there's a risk of fans and people trying to break in, you know. But it's just a huge apartment and really expensive. I mean, and from my understanding, it's the most expensive building to live in Tokyo, and I guess therefore whole of Japan. And it's yeah, I mean, I'd like to give you like a tour inside, but for obvious reasons I can't get in. But yeah, like this, I mean, I'm walking and then filming this apartment, but it just keeps on going. This is all the same apartment complex. And to be honest, the area I'm filming now, the what do you call it, the rooms I'm filming now are still on the comparatively cheaper side. The most expensive is actually at the end of this building, and you'll be able to see in shortly. So hopefully you guys can see, but a car has just gone in and trying to get inside, and the guardman has met them. It literally feels like you're visiting an embassy, but you can see those buildings at the end, those rooms at the end. That's like the most expensive area, and I think that's where quite a lot of these famous celebrities live. But you can see it doesn't look like a normal apartment at all. It literally looks like an embassy or some kind of like really I don't know, like some kind of like public building or something. But it's just a place where basically really famous and popular Japanese artists and celebrities live in, basically. But yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, maybe something to look at. As I said, like I've never really been able to meet any of them because I don't know what they look like, and they've always got like sunglasses on. But if you're really knowledgeable, you might be able to meet one of them. This is actually a really nice cafe called I think it's called like the Monkey something Cafe. The coffee's quite expensive though, so I've only been there a few times. That was like the sports gym center. So in Japan, well, I think all of Japan, not just Tokyo, they have like these sports centers which have like, sometimes they have pools as well. There's another one close by which has pools, that one doesn't, but quite often they have like mini gyms, places where you can do like other sport activities. And it's really cheap to get in. You can get in for like 400, 500 yen. So if you actually live by one of those places, it's much better to go to that than like Anytime Fitness or some kind of sports gym, because then they tend to set you back like a month, like around 1,000,000 yen, which is around I think like 70, 80 USD. And like, if you're like a proper gym goer and you go like every day, then I guess it's worth it. But if you go only like once or twice a week, like most normal people do, then if you go to one of those sports center places, you know, it ends up being around 800 yen to 1,000 yen a week, which means, you know, 3,000, 4,000 yen a month, which is, you know, 30-40% of what Anytime Fitness gym membership will get you. A lot of people don't know about it actually. The only bad thing about it is that actually it's very popular with the locals. So if you try to go like in the morning or just after work at like, you know, 7 p.m. or something, then you'll find actually there's a lot of people there. And you know, you can't use the machines, and then you have to kind of wait for the machines, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So what I would recommend is if you have like time off, if you work from home or something, or you have time off, like if you can try and go like during lunch, or you know, when most people are working, then you can make it work quite well. So like, I tend to work from home these days, so I tend to go around 2 or 3, and then that way like there's not that many people. There's always some people, but you don't have to like queue for the machines and stuff. This is actually really also a very famous place in Daikanyama as well. It's where they have a big Tsutaya. It's like and they also have like a Starbucks here as well. Very fancy area. They have like a little bread shop here as well, a little bakery. Very fancy. I always tend to go to the Starbucks here. Just get a normal, bulk standard filter coffee. I would go inside, but I want to make it to this lunch place. Maybe I can show you guys what the Starbucks look like separately. It's nice because I think similar to a lot of other Starbucks, I think it's the same in the UK as well. If you go for the filter coffee, you can always get like an extra coffee for like, I think 180 yen or something like that. So if you're like a big coffee drinker like me, you can get like one coffee, one big venti coffee. I don't know why they just don't say fucking large. You can get one of those coffees, and then you can get another coffee for like a third of the price at the end of the day as well. So like a lot of people go to like the konbini coffees here, like the 7-Eleven coffee tends to be quite nice. But when you look at the amount of coffee you get, when you get like a large coffee at 7-Eleven, sorry, I've stopped talking because there's quite a few people here. But yeah, if you get a 7-Eleven coffee, it ends up being around 200 yen, I think, for a large coffee. But then you probably get like only like 300 milliliters, 200 milliliters in the coffee. And then when you consider the fact that a Starbucks filter coffee you can get for around 520 yen takeout, and then it's like huge, it's like twice the size of like a 7-Eleven coffee. And then if you consider the fact that, you know, you can buy another coffee for like a third of the price afterwards, it makes it much more worth it if you're a big coffee drinker, if you're a big caffeine addict like me, to get the Starbucks double. Now, I'm nearly there, but it's basically 11:30, so it might be the case I might not be able to get in, but I'm going to try queuing anyway, because I am only one person, so I'm hoping they might give me a counter seat, and then I should be able to get in, and it is a weekday as well. Nearly there. Let's try and make that lighter. So this is the place, Gohanya Isshin. I think they've already started queuing, that's the menu. Ooh. Alright then, well that was lunch. So now I have a bit of time, but I'm going to go to the gym. I've got a gym session at 1 PM. So before that, maybe I can show you around a bit of what Daikanyama looks like. Well, I'm just going to try and catch that light again. Yeah, but really cool restaurant. They do like traditional Japanese food. It's called Gohanya Isshin. And you know, it's really delicious, like really good quality. If you get like the specials, it tends to be a bit more expensive, but generally like the hikawari, which means the rotational menu, like the one which changes every day. They have a daily special basically. The daily special is like 1,500 yen, which is I think around £8, £9 GBP, probably around 10 USD. But I mean, it's a bit expensive compared to other lunches in Japan. Like, I think you can find a lot of 1,000 yen lunch places in Japan, or even cheaper in some places. But like, considering the quality, and also it's all you can eat rice as well, which is amazing. And the rice is absolutely delicious. It's like better rice you can ever make yourself. I mean, up until I came to Japan, I thought like rice, you know, I didn't really give a shit what the rice tasted like, you know. You have the rice and then you have like the mains, like the Chinese or the Japanese or what the fuck you're getting. But man, coming to Japan and trying like really good rice, like really properly cooked, like traditionally cooked rice, is like completely on another level. And at that place it's literally all you can eat. Like I had 2 bowls, which, I mean, it's lunch, it's like max I can eat at the moment, but if I could, I'd just fucking eat like as much as I possibly could. But yeah, it's really good shit. Also, something really interesting about it, I was just chatting to the staff there, is that, so when you go into the restaurant, there's like a lady or the guy or the waiter, one of the staff, they come along in like traditional Japanese kind of waiter uniform, and they offer to, well, that's the station, by the way. What was I saying? There's a little family mart there, which is kind of useful. I go there quite often. But yeah, you go to the, you go inside the restaurant, and then the person kind of meets you there, and then they take your shoes. And normally like there's like some kind of like place where you can put all your shoes, because all Japanese places, you don't go into the building with shoes on. So normally there's like a shoe box where you just individually put in your shoes, and then at the end of the finish eating, you go back home, you just pick up your shoes from the shoe box and you go home. But that's like the only place I know. But what happens is that the waiter actually takes the shoes off you, and they store your shoes for you at the back of the restaurant. And the really interesting thing is, they are in charge of your shoes, and they don't put like a tag or anything. So they have to remember all the customers' shoes and what they were wearing, which is quite a difficult thing to do. I don't think I'd be confident that I could do that. And like, I've never actually been there at dinner, but at lunch, like basically the whole place is always full. I think the place has capacity for like 60 or 70 people. So the staff who picks up the shoes, they have to remember like 70 people's worth of shoes, which is like absolutely mental. And I was just speaking to like a staff who joined recently apparently, and I was asking her, how do you remember all the shoes? And she just like replied like, it's kiai, which basically means, I don't even know what it actually translates to in English. Like kiai basically means like work hard, kind of. It means like kind of enduring using your spirit, kind of. It basically just means she's working very hard to remember all the shoes. Maybe next time I can ask why they do it. Maybe it's like a traditional Japanese thing where it's meant to be polite. It shows like that they really care for the customer or something. But yeah, personally, it doesn't really add much to the customer experience, and it seems like a lot of effort for not really much. But yeah, and then maybe that's why some Japanese people go. They like to feel special, like the person takes your shoes and they remember what shoes you're wearing. Maybe it makes them feel like someone cares for them. Alright, let's try to go this way. Alright, so we're still technically in the Daikanyama area, but we're kind of moving over into Ebisu a bit now. Ebisu is much more busier than Daikanyama. Daikanyama is really more of a residential area, I would say. A residential area kind of stuck in the middle between the more busy areas like Shibuya, which I think everybody knows about. Also Nakameguro. So Shibuya is to like the north of Daikanyama. Nakameguro is like to the west. Nakameguro, not as busy as Shibuya, but kind of like more fancy, a bit more refined. And then you have Ebisu, also I think considered to be a bit more posh. Ebisu is to the south of Daikanyama, which is where we're going to now. It's also where my gym is at. But Ebisu tends to be quite like a posh area, and more offices, so somewhere where people go to work quite a lot of the time. I think there's like a school, I think a very old school. I think. Yeah, gakko, Nagayato gakko. Like a policeman there. Huh. Normally I don't see like well, not policeman, but like a guardman, I guess, at school. But maybe, this is quite a safe area. It seems a bit weird, but I don't know. Oh, 13 years, okay. Celebrating 13 years of being built. I guess they just change that number every year, right? 13 years isn't a special number in Japanese. It's a special number in English, I guess, in a bad way, but Alright, so I think we're still just about in the Daikanyama area, but that was kind of like more residential, I think, as you can see. There was like a school, but generally like not really offices, like, you know, places where people live. But we're getting into the more busy area now, and this is kind of where we cross over into Ebisu. You'll see many more restaurants, more shops. I wonder which way to go. Let's go this way. It's like a mini park here as well. That's another really good thing about Japan. They have like lots of parks. Oh shit, oh yeah, here we go. It's like the elections. It's fucking crazy, man. Oh, they actually all look surprisingly normal, which is kind of good. Sometimes, I mean, I remember last time there was like an election. I'm not really familiar with the elections, but when they had the elections last time, there was like parties. There's like candidates which were like fucking AI agents, like anime characters. I think there were some posters where they just didn't even have a proper face on it, but you know. Well, that's actually a good crossover. So I guess one good thing about Japan is like all the spectacular, pristinely clean parks they have. But one terrible thing about Japan, I would say, is the election campaigns. I think we'll probably come across one. There's always one. Like these fuckers, they go on like one of those, like a mini van, right? And then they drive around shouting election campaigns in the middle of the street, like basically pissing off everybody. And they do it during the weekends as well. Like the number of times like I've woken up like hungover at like 6 a.m, 7 a.m on a Saturday because of some kind of dickhead election campaign truck, van or whatever. It's really annoying. Anyway, yeah, this is definitely more Ebisu now. I see it's quite interesting because like we've moved from very residential areas to something like a really noisy, bustling street. But it's kind of cool thing about this side of Tokyo, this area. You know what, I could do with coffee, so I'm going to drop by the Starbucks. ですね、ドリップコーヒーのベンティサイズ、で、じゃあホットにしますね。でもなんか東京ロース美味しそうなんだけど、やっぱアイスにしようかな。じゃあアイス、そうベンティサイズテイクアウトでお願いします。袋入れますか？大丈夫です。はい。じゃあベンティアイス。はい、カードでお願いします。はい、どうぞ。So that was very nice of them. So I was looking at I was going to get iced coffee, but you know, Starbucks, they have like a different like roast, different coffee beans they've used for the coffee, and they have this one called Tokyo roast on the hot coffee and the Ethiopia blend for the iced coffee. So I was kind of like, I do really want to try the Tokyo blender, but I've never seen that before. I've never had that before. So I was like, you know, but in the end I went for ice because, you know, it's just so fucking hot. And the guy offered me a small cup of the hot so I could taste what it was like. That was pretty good, to be honest. I recommend that Starbucks in Ebisu on the north side of Ebisu, if anybody has a chance. But that guy was really nice. So as you can see, also when you go, you get like a free coffee coupon when you get like a normal coffee there. I think you can also get like a cafe mist, and they also give you a coupon. You can get like a coffee for like 187 yen takeout, which is pretty cheap. So now we're really close to the Ebisu station. I'm still kind of early for the gym. Maybe I'll just walk around, I did have like 2 fucking bowls of rice, so. I mean, if you see all these, you can see all these like little, what do they call them again? Chorchin? Pink chorchins. So, this is the period where in all of Japan they have, well, in all of Tokyo anyway, in all of Kanto region anyway, they have like these Natsu Matsuris, which is like, you know, summer festival translation. And all of these chorchins, well, one, obviously the purpose is to kind of like notify the people that there's going to be Matsuri, kind of like brighten up the place, you know, get everybody in the mood. But as you can see, each one of these chorchins also has some writing on them. Some of them, you know, these ones are all from the same, have the same writing on them. And what this basically is it's actually company names. So this says Stardust Promotions in Japanese, right? So there's company Stardust Promotions, and basically companies can buy chorchins to be put around the city during the summer Matsuri period, and it kind of advertises their company, and it's also a way to show that they're kind of giving back a bit. Which I personally think is a really nice system, but I don't know what you guys think. There's like a booze store here, so I might have a quick look. Actually, there's, I wonder if I have enough time. Actually, yeah, maybe there's like a really nice booze store in Nakameguro, which I might go to quickly. Yeah, I might have time to do that. There's really nice nihonshus in Japan. So I wasn't really into nihonshu until I went to like the north side of Japan. And the north side of Japan, they have like really nice, good water, and lots of really tasty rice. And as a result, obviously nihonshu, Japanese sake, is made from rice. And clean water obviously helps to make some really nice nihonshu. So if you ever get some of the premium stuff, give it a go, because compared to the cheap stuff, it's cooked on a completely different level. Let me just see if I can make it, because my gym session's at 1. I think I might actually just be able to make it. I need to walk fast, but I actually have a party tonight, so it would be good to have like a bottle of like good nihonshu. So the place I'm trying to go, so we're here. This is Ebisu. Daikanyama is here. That's where we just came from. And I want to go here, I think it is. But yeah, 17 minutes there, 17 minutes back. It's a bit of a waste of time, but it does give me exercise, and it's something I need to do anyway. Fuck it, let's do this. Let's try and take a different route to keep it entertaining. Let's go. I guess it works out quite nice, because I've kind of started at Daikanyama, giving you a bit of a look at Daikanyama, moving over to Ebisu area, and now we're going to go into the Nakameguro area, so full triangle. This looks, I mean, this area isn't really red light, but there's a lot of like love hotels here. Just in case you don't know what love hotels are in Japan, they're kind of like discount hotels for you and your female friend, or vice versa if you're a woman. And it tends to be a bit cheaper than staying out at a hotel. So as you can see here, this one, it's 9,000 yen for stay, 6,200 yen for rest. Rest basically meaning you stay there for like a few hours, do what's needed to be done and then leave. And then stay is obviously, staying for the night. So the thing is, like, I think it's quite interesting because love hotels get like a really bad rep in terms of like, because that's what they're for, right? But the joke is, if you actually go into these love hotels, I was interested, I actually, went into and did research for research purposes only, obviously. But the interior is actually nicer than quite a lot of hotels in Japan, like normal hotels, and also like it's cheaper. And also what you'll find is quite a lot of these love hotels aren't advertised on sites like Agoda, like booking.com, that kind of thing. So if you're ever in Japan, not just in Tokyo but anywhere, and you're having trouble finding good accommodation, one thing to possibly do is actually just try and risk just going and booking up a love hotel. So just go into like the red light kind of area. And when I say red light areas in like Tokyo and Japan, like it's not red light in terms of like what it's like in Europe or America or Asia. I mean, it just means there's like more izakayas, hotels, maybe there's like a host club or like a hostess club, but like it's nothing dangerous, right? So you can just go there. And also the red light areas tend to be actually right in the middle of the city as well, like really good access. So you just go, check into those, just go inside one of those love hotels. Quite a lot of time, they don't even have, it's sometimes unstaffed. So you just have like a screen, you just press a button, kind of tap your credit card, and then around 1,000,000 yen, lovely hotel. Bob's your uncle, right? So give it a go. Trust me, I mean, sometimes you're getting like really shitty ones, but if you just look on Google and it has a couple of reviews and it's like 4 stars, 5 stars, I mean, it's pretty good. So, and also sometimes they have like really cool amenities as well. Like obviously, if you go to any hotel, you get like toothbrushes and razors and stuff like that. But love hotels sometimes have like cookies and like cakes. I mean, the ones with good amenities tend to be a bit more expensive, but not that expensive. Probably like an extra 30% on the price or something. So, it's not bad. Give it a go. Like, it's a good experience. So this is a chain restaurant called Hidakaya. I've never actually been to Hidakaya. Oh no, that's a lie. I think I might have been there like 10 years ago. I think like a long time ago, when I first came over to Japan. I'm basically just going to film myself for a bit, but this is actually the same road I came down before. But when I came over to Japan, like a long time ago, when I was around 20, I was doing like an internship. And basically I was working in this area called Aoyama Ichome in Tokyo, which isn't really that far from where we are right now. But at the time, like, I had no money, I wasn't really getting any support from my parents or anything. So, like, I was basically getting like minimum wage, maybe even less considering the hours I was putting in, but I mean, not enough to kind of live close to, in the main area of Tokyo. So I actually stayed at my grandparents, who are based in Saitama. But when I say Saitama, I'm not talking like Urawa or like Omiya or the main areas. I'm talking like really far out. So it was like a 2-hour commute each way to get into Tokyo. And quite a lot of time, what would happen would be, like, I finished work at like 11 or something, and I get on the train, but then I'm so tired. and I want to have a drink or something, right? So I get like a cheap bottle or two of like beer or like one of those Chu-Hai cans, you know. I mean, 2 of those and you're like good to go, you're good as gone, right? And then obviously I get on the train. It's fucking 2 hour, well, that's a lie. It's like 30-minute ride to Ueno, it was, and then like an hour on the train back into Saitama. And from there was like another 30-minute walk. But, you know, quite a lot of time I was so tired, I'd get on the train and then obviously the train kind of like rocks me to side and drifts me into like a lull of sleep, right? And then obviously, by the time I wake up, I'm even further out, sometimes not even in Saitama anymore, in Tochigi area. And obviously, what are you going to do? And those Hidakaya places, I'm not sure about now, but they used to be like, there's some branches which are open like really long hours, like way into the night. I'm not sure 24 hours, but like open until like 3 a.m. or something. So I remember, I think once I went there and then I was just like, had another beer, had some ramen and just kind of like stayed there, and then I think it closed like 3 a.m, 4 a.m, and then I just waited another hour, and then there was a shihatsu, and then I just went straight back into Tokyo for work. But yeah, it's like a really cheap ramen place, which kind of does the job, but like when I say cheap, it's like a ramen there, a simple normal ramen is like 400 yen, and if you can get like considering you can get like a better ramen for like 700, 800 yen, if you don't go for like the specials, like I think it's best just to get like a good ramen, to be honest. Alright, so now actually we're getting back to the Daikanyama area a bit, but we're not going to go into the Daikanyama area exactly, we're just kind of going to be on the outskirts, and then we're going to head down to the east, oh no sorry, not the east, the west, which will be the Nakameguro area. Indoor golf course. Indoor golf course? Isn't the fucking point of doing golf that you do it outside? I thought that was the whole point. I thought that was the whole enjoyment of it, like for you and your pals to kind of like just go to random places in the countryside and then just hit like a mini ball around and then chat shit and then drink afterwards. Like, I thought that was the whole point. What's the point of doing it indoors? Well, I mean, I guess if I was going to be analysing it, I think golf is a very popular sport in Japan. And there's a number of reasons for it. But I think a big one is that it's, in Japan, I think a lot of people you're aware, but like communication in the office between like salarymen and your colleagues is very important. But since there's so many rules and there's like so much stress, the only way they can really communicate and, you know, get on friendly terms with each other is to kind of like, you know, do events with each other, which most of the time it's like going to like dinner afterwards and drinking. I think there's less of it now because I think they've become more, the rules have become much more, there's more compliance based, so you can't do shit like taking your colleagues to go out drinking and shit anymore because that's against like the work rules and stuff. So like I think the younger generation, like my generation as well, probably don't have that much anymore. But you know, like the people, you know, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, they grew up in an environment as a salaryman in a work environment where, you know, like hanging out with your colleagues and your boss and doing things like going to golf together is something which they grew up with and it's part of what they do business. So like people I know in that age bracket, like CEOs and, you know, important people, you know, most of the time how they do communication and how they do like sales as well is through like going to golf and, you know, going out drinking, going to nice restaurants, stuff like that. And that's where golf comes in, because golf, when you think about it, it's a sport that anybody can really do. You know, it's, you know, obviously if you want to be good at golf, that's something which is a bit more difficult, but you can do it as long as you can hit the ball and like a certain direction, which really isn't something that's hard to pull off, and you're not running around or anything. So like, if you're going to try and do tennis, the problem with that is you can't have like a 70-year-old man and, you know, a young woman and you know, and like a middle-aged guy, and, you know, it wouldn't work, because obviously in that scenario the middle-aged guy would be better and stronger. The woman, you know, it'd be a bit too tiring for her as well. It might be too hot, you know, sweaty, you know, she might not like it. And then like the old 70-year-old guy, he's just going to be dead on the floor after like 10 minutes, right? So they can't really do it. But I mean, golfing, I mean, they can all walk around, right? They can all walk around. Quite a lot of time, if you go to like a proper nice golf place, you know, they have like a little, what do you call it, caddy? A caddy guy, which holds all your, you know, golf clubs and drives you around on a little, like, you know, a little mini van. I don't even know what they're called, sorry. You know, a little cart, I guess. So, you know, so it's not really that much of a strain on the physical for all of them. And, you know, as long as you hit the ball, they can continue doing it for like an hour or two, right? So it's something everybody can participate in. And while they're doing it, they can talk about business, they can talk about work, they can talk about, you know, just their social life and get to know each other. So it's very convenient sport. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a sport. It's like a, you know, it's like a place where people can communicate. But then, obviously, if a sport is very popular, and obviously golfing, when you consider the amount of land you need compared to other sports, it's a lot. So joining golf clubs and doing golf in Japan tends to be quite expensive. Like when I was living in the UK, we had like a golf club place where we paid like a tenner, like 2,000 yen, and then you can, you know, do like a 18-hole round of golf with your mates. But over here it's way more expensive. Like you have to actually join a golf club. Unless you've joined a golf club, you can't invite people, can't do it yourself, and it sets you back like hundreds and hundreds of US dollars a month, like maybe even more, like maybe even thousands, right? So when people are taking things that seriously, I guess it makes sense that there's like indoor golf clubs. One because I guess it can save some space, I guess. So maybe it's a bit cheaper. And also it means they can practice. So like there's no big golf club places, like golf courses in Tokyo. You have to kind of go outside of Tokyo, which is a bit of a pain. But if you have an indoor place, practice in Tokyo, and then when you're outside and you actually with your other colleagues and your boss and your friends in the actual golf club, in the actual golf course, you can impress them, can't you? I think I digressed quite a lot there, but I think it makes sense, right? So basically, golf very popular in Japan. People need to practice. Not a lot of space. Can't do it in Tokyo. There's no golf courses in Tokyo. So have one indoors. Bob's your uncle. You can practice. Impress everybody. Get the chicks. God, I can't believe I said get the chicks. Get the chicks. Jesus. I think I must be from the Showa area. So now we're really into the Nakameguro area. I'll tell you what, I think this area is a bit boring, so I'll go into the more main area. It's much more beautiful over there as well. Let me just cut across this car park, who gives a shit? Got to be quick actually, but I've got to pick up this bottle of sake and I've got to go straight to the gym, and the gym starts at 1, and I think from here it takes like a quarter of an hour, so I think I'll show you Nakameguro, pick up the sake, and then we'll call it a day, and then I'll fucking jog to the gym, a little pre-workout, get the blood flowing, I guess. So yeah, this is like the Nakameguro River. This is like the most famous spot, I guess, in Nakameguro. The best time to come is during the spring, like because all these trees are actually cherry blossoms, and so this area in the spring goes all pink, and the river itself becomes pink with all the cherry blossom petals as well. Now I would show you the Nakameguro main area as well, but I don't have fucking enough time. So, all right, where's that fucking? Oh man, Jesus Christ, it's so hot. Like my brain function is just like being obliterated. I can't even talk properly. All right, here we go. Let's get that sake. Yeah, but this is a really cool area. Like, it's like literally 10-minute, 15-minute walk away from my house. So I kind of like to walk here during at night, where it's like way colder. You can have like a beer walking along here. It's really nice. It's just a really nice area, this. And again, I think you'll see, but like compared to like Ebisu, much more chill. Not as many people, not so bustling. But like also very nice restaurants, traditional restaurants like this. This is like Yakitori. It's really nice. Been there before. It's a bit expensive though, so. You know what? I think when I'm going to Ebisu, I might not have enough time, so I might get a loop. So I mean, it's the same in other countries as well, but you have like these electric bicycles and electric kickboards where you can pick up anywhere. There's like different ones. I think that Uber has one as well, but the best one I recommend is one called Loop, L-U-U-P. Just download the app, and then like it's like for I don't know, 10-minute riding. It's probably like 300 yen, 400 yen or something like that. Some ports give you a discount, so maybe keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's pretty cheap, and no, I think it's here. Yeah, and then basically the ports are everywhere. So if you're in a rush, you can always get that. A lot of times it's actually faster than getting the train. It ends up being around the same price as well, so highly recommend. All right, nearly there. This is my favorite sake place. There's also a really nice area and one on the east side of Tokyo, but that's a bit far, so this is my favorite place. They have like really good stuff which you can't really get hold of in normal shops. This place. All right, I'm going to be quiet because I don't think they appreciate me talking in there, so I'll just buy it and get out of there. Hachi. Come on. Okay, so the first place I'm going to recommend in the Daikanyama area for getting food is this lunch place. So the really cool thing about I think about Japan is they have this lunch system. So even if the restaurants are expensive during the night, like sushi places, yakitori places, or even yakiniku places, whatever, they have a really cheap lunch quite a lot of time for like 1,000, 2,000 yen to bring in customers at lunchtime, like salarymen. And I guess the idea is that then they get to like the restaurant and then they use it for dinner where they can charge a higher margin. But you know, there's lots of places which do really cheap lunches which are really good quality, like really good value for money. And this place is like a sushi restaurant. It's called Sushi Sato, but it's probably the best cost performance, like the best like quality value for money you can get, I think, as far as I experience in all of Tokyo. So I very much recommend this place here. It's closed right now, but I think they're open. I think they generally open from around 11. Oh, it says here 11:30 to 2:30 at lunchtime. But yeah, highly recommend. I'll add photos as well. But the makanai don, which is like a I don't know, I guess makanai don is like basically the leftover sushi, like all the delicious like fish they have. They kind of like put it on a donburi for you. I added a photo, but it's like 1,200 yen. It's like the most delicious thing in the world, so can't recommend enough. So I'm not going to go inside this time. I've taken some photos of when we went there before, but there's a really cool Thai restaurant which is like really reasonably priced, and it's actually really healthy as well. Like they do like these, you know, like chicken dishes, like tom yum soup. What's the chicken called? Khao mangai. Also very delicious, and it's just really healthy. It's basically just like really, like, I don't know how they do it, but really like moist, delicious chicken breast. I was just here. I don't want to bother the people there, but that's a really nice restaurant. I'll put a link in that and share some photos in the video. There's some crossroads at the foot of this hill. There's crossroads, and basically once we cross over there, we're in Shibuya. And the restaurant I really recommend, so these restaurants aren't bad as well. That Lunowaru coffee, that's kind of nice as well. It's not bad at all. But the restaurant I really recommend is this one which is coming up in front of us, is Yakitori Akiyoshi. Now this restaurant is fantastic. So it's like basically normal yakitori places, they give you like one stick for like 100, 200. I mean, with the price tag, it's maybe even 300 yen. But this place, they give you 5 for basically 550 yen or something like that. Nomimono wa watashi wa lemon chuhai kana? Lemon chuhai.
はい、純系から。からしつけてお召し上がり。
ありがとうございます。美味しそう。これいただいて。
5本ね。白も5番。じゃあね。白タレ焼きです。青いお皿のタレでどうぞ。ありがとうございます。